For Team Trust, does it bring confidence into you, this draft of theirs?
It brings confidence to me because they've got their comfort. You know, they asked about it on the panel, saying, who would you rather? Would you rather Fnatic get their comfort, or would you rather Team Trust does? And I would say Team Trust, because that's going to close the gap a bit further. I wouldn't say there's such a wide disparity between, you know, what Fnatic's super comfortable with versus something that they're just semi-comfortable with. Like, they're confident, but it's not one of their favorite heroes. So I'm looking forward to this. I still have to go with Fnatic overall just because they've got that established pedigree, but definitely don't put it beside Team Trust to get some surprises happening here.
Definitely not. See what they can do here, Team Trust.
It's a bit of a difference between the previous series, right? By now, by the time we went into the game, it would have been like 5 people dead or something crazy like that.
That is very, very true. I have a funny feeling this one might be just a little bit laid back for, you know, the first 10 minutes or so. Looks like we are just going to have to wait on a quick pause. But till then, Fnatic with their own draft. I ask you about Team Trust. We look back to Fnatic. I know the panel members were saying their draft looks very tanky and very hard to deal with. Now, the Necrophos did come out last, which kind of solves a bit of that issue. But is it going to be enough to deal with the Timbersaw, deal with the Troll, even the Magnus for that matter?
I think at that point it comes down to the mechanical skill, and I believe, as we might have seen in game there, that we've had a bit of a DC for a VPN issue, so this is being played on a Singapore server right now. So the guys from Team Trust are a little bit disadvantaged from Game 1. Game 2, they should get it back in their favor with playing on their server. So if they're able to take this one out, despite playing on about 70 ping or so, that's pretty handy.
It would be very, very impressive.
And a lot of people aren't really as familiar with the Team Trust guys. You know, they've got some non-Romanized names, let's say. Obviously, the mid laner, very easy with X and then XMP playing that POS 5 Chen. But we've got QO's favorite, Shifu, he likes to call him. I believe it's Zhuwu Tunyan, but we're going to call him Shifu. And offlane, we've got Yu, but let's call him Yu. And then we've got Qingfeng playing the Rubik there in that position 4 role. So excuse us if we get it wrong. We don't speak fluent Mandarin, unfortunately, but...
sounded very good, though, Dana.
Well, you know, I am a man of the world.
Mid lane, of course, we'll see Moon up against the Tide.
So they've changed this up a little bit, throwing the Tide into the mid lane instead, because Yu, he's their typical off-laner, so X going towards that bottom side to deal with his Timber. I really like this lane switch-up.
Oh, actually, nice skewer back into the tier 1 tower early on. Of course, Yu not going to mind it too much because he is a tanky Tide Hunter. It's just one thing he can do the whole time, right? Just keep anchor smashing this Magnus, not giving him that huge base damage he has. And top lane, XMP, can be forced to TP early on to survive. Fnatic, for now at least, are running a bit of a tri-lane up against the dual lane of Team Trust. In fact, Jabs going for some body blocks now on our Sven. Raven, can you get lucky with some snares? He'll go for the slow first. DJ following up with the damage, and Jabs still chasing. They do get the first blood.
They've abandoned him out a little bit here with XMP. He was walking around. He has had a sentry ward, so I was thinking, well, maybe he's going to try and block that camp, but he was just a little bit slow, and so he's been able to grab that Vool and bring it back towards the lane, but losing the Sven, that's a much bigger deal.
And surprisingly enough, they're not actually adjusting and going for that tri-lane versus tri-lane matchup either. They are sticking with these dual lanes, which later on might give them somewhat of an advantage, you know, with the XP, but apart from that, if you can't get any farm on this Sven, it's going to be a bit of an issue.
I don't think there's going to be too much kill potential against Forev here, though, especially once he hits that level 3 mark. That reactive armor is going to stack up. You can see they're trying to pressure him as much as he can, while it is still level 1, but there's just not that same potential.
XMP, got to be careful not to get tossed back, but he does. Jabs again with a great toss onto XMP, now into the Inkswell of DJ. Slow by Raven, and XMP, he's gone. They'll give the kill over to the Troll. Jabs, he'll just do that every single time he gets a chance.
Great combination, and you know they might have changed up a few of their players, but support you has not changed, so you're always going to have that level of cohesion there.
Of course, Forev just left solo at the bot lane, but he is more than happy. You pointed it out, but he'll be fine with that reactive armor as the levels go up, but they are going to try and get in there and apply some more pressure. X going in with their Rubik.
Dire's bottom tower
Cutting
is
his way
under
through. They
attack.
got to try and get the lift off. He's level 3 now, though.
It's a bit tougher for Rev. Still running, still wasting a lot of time here from Team Trust.
All that extra armor, not just the ones that he gets from his abilities, but now he's standing underneath a tier 2. So, I mean, I'm liking this positioning, though, from Team Trust. He's getting all of these creeps denied to the tier 1 tower. That's forced the rotation through from Jabs here, and he's going to try and make something happen.
There's actually a substantial amount of damage onto that tier 1 tower to boot. Nice little play there from Trust. Jabs doesn't necessarily want to be here. Feels like he has to. But go for the avalanche and the toss back too for Rev. Rubik can be in massive trouble for Rev. He does end up getting the kill with the Whirling Death.
X ends up tanking a few of those tower hits as well, and the courier dies. So some misplays there. I thought it was a little odd that the Rubik would choose to lift him back towards him and, you know, get the easier pick off, but he's going to pay with his life, and for Rev, he's still got that creep wave right underneath his tier 1 tower, so he's going to be able to get that farm up. He's already level 4, so neck and neck with the Necrophos, who, he's not having the worst game in his own right.
Raven, of course, slowing down a little bit up at this top lane, just focusing more on CS now that his supports aren't actively looking for kills. Jabs is in the mid lane, just securing an Invis rune for Moon. Of course, UU gonna try and come in and take it, but Jabs will deny that away from him and take it himself. And with that Invis, he could always try to go for a kill attempt onto X. You don't really have that ghost form yet, and with the avalanche toss, it's still plenty of damage. In fact, Forever is getting started very, very early. Jab's just going to sneak his way in. X not realizing the Invis rune was taken, and that'll be another kill, this time going to the Tiny.
And this is the thing as well, you've got Jabs playing the position 5 Tiny, so it's not your typical 4 Tiny, and it actually is a little bit unconventional, right? Tiny feels much more like a DJ style of hero than it does for Jabs, but it's one of these guys that if you get that good early start, get some of those nice early items, you can see he's got the Tranquils, and he's just going to keep ferrying himself out some clarities. He's going to roam around the map, create a ton of havoc for his team, and really there's not too much that Team Trust can do about it unless they stop him in his tracks and kill him.
Jab's just one of those position 5s that has so much impact, even at these earlier stages. We saw it the other day on the Clockwork, this time on the Tiny, just setting up everything for his team.
He's essentially got the holy trinity of the roaming support items in those Tranquil Boots, the Magic Stick, and the Windlace. Such value for the benefits that they provide.
Yeah, now X is going to be in danger again. Jabs, Avalanche, out with the toss back into Forev. X looks like he might survive this time. Still, they continue the chase, whirling death out from Forev. They won't quite secure the kill. It's very, very close call, though, for X.
Yeah. I'm hearing, did he just recall someone? I thought I heard, towards the top side. Want to start to make something happen. They've got 4 heroes here on Team Trust. They have to kill him.
Stormhammer is going to land, but they just let it go. UU, TP's back into the mid lane now on the Tide, and I believe they wanted the lift back from the Rubik, but they just didn't want to dive the tier 1 tower yet.
DJ smokes up. It's not going to get any kills, but
X.
Still get the deep ward.
Here comes Jabs and DJ back onto X, but our Rubik does suss it out unless Inkswell is going to be out, and that is just going to be a very, very dead Rubik. Now X, try to get underneath the tier 1 tower. It will be no good for Rev. With the Chakram, just holds him down. That's already 6 kills over the way of Fnatic, 0 for Team Trust.
It's not looking ideal for it. At the end of the day, though, it's only a 1k net worth lead for Fnatic at this stage. So I think they're all right with that, especially considering they're coming up against this Magnus, who is always going to have a great time in that mid lane.
And now Jabs will show himself in the mid lane.
He's just soaking some levels. Moon has the capability now with that maxed out Empower to rotate through the jungle. He's going to try and stack things up for himself, but just a little bit late.
They're trying to make a push happen in this mid lane.
Dire's structures are fortified.
UU and XMP. Just gonna let it go for now. Of course, Raven still having a great old time up at that top lane. 41 and 14 on the Troll. It's farming very, very nicely. Bot lane looks like the action is about to begin again as UU is rushing in with a haste rune. Does go for the Gush, now turning back onto the support with the Anchor Smash and the Ravage to be committed. Jabs, very low, cops the Reaper Scythe from X. They will not get the Grimstroke, however, they do scout out a pretty big Ancient stack.
Yeah, very important. Yu, he's not in a position to do it right now. Obviously, you've got a couple of points in that Kraken Shell, which is really nice, and 3 into the Anchor Smash, but no mana to just be able to quickly take it down and try and deny out a lot of this farm that Jabs has been able to create for the rest of his team. But they're going to need to do it slowly now that they've seen that it's been scouted out. That Empower Magnus is going to make a beeline for it.
And Moon, see when he takes care of that stack. In fact, there's multiple stacks in that triangle.
They were able to get up a nice deep Observer Ward though, so they're going to see when that sort of rotation starts to happen.
Could be problematic for Moon. See if they do rotate now as he has made his way over to the Ancient stack. Looks like nobody's really going there from Team Trust. He's not really taking full advantage of that Observer Ward yet. Then again, T1 are protecting. They're kind of blocking the way to that jungle. You saw Ching Feng, he was trying to get there on the Rubik, but he is going to pay for it with his own life. Raven will take that one.
And here come the neutral items. Moon picks up all 4 for his team. He doesn't keep any for himself? I don't know about that one.
Bottom tower is under attack.
He had an Iron Talon. Why didn't he keep that for himself? I know Troll, obviously, but...
He's just got so much damage, I guess he doesn't need it. Maybe just give it over to Raven. See, of course the Sven, just trying to work towards a Midas. Has 2 gloves of haste, just for that added attack speed. Some nice value there. He can afford the Midas very, very soon.
Yeah, they've just started being way too passive in my mind on Team Trust. Yes, it's disheartening to be losing this number of kills at this point in the game, but you popped a Ravage and a Reaper's Scythe onto what's effectively like a position 4.5 right now. You know, Jabs is roaming around a lot. He's playing this Tiny really effectively. He's still able to get some stacks off. And then when you see something that's going to potentially catch you up or put you in the lead into this game, you don't take it. You sit back on your laurels and think, well, let's just go back and do the safe thing and farm a relatively late-ish Midas for this Sven as well. Only getting it at the around 10-minute mark. If he had a full power treads, it would be obviously a bit more understandable, but just the gloves of haste right now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Does end up killing off XMP, and now Forev, he is very low, but he chains away. The Reaper Scythe, not quite enough, and he's fine. Jabs will be there to protect. Yu and X, they might just have to suffice for the tiny kill, and they take it. It's not quite as valuable, however. DJ, even just still sticking around, he does not mind.
They'll take what he can get at this point. Yeah, you just have to start to worry right now. It's even, like, when Raven's got a good game like this and he's still going the Battle Fury, he hasn't gone these items that have really allowed him. I don't think there's been too many times where he's been next to the Magnus either, so it's not like he's getting additional shares of that Empower. It's all been on his own back. So this is the Raven that we were expecting to see when he made that move over from GigFam to Fnatic.
What you can do right now on Team Trust is just keep farming up on this Sven and trust that he will be able to pull through in the mid-game. You look at Moon, he's got that Echo Saber up now. You might start to see him get a little more active. Empower was stolen. That's one positive for Ching Feng, is he can just take the Empower. Not that you need it really with a Sven on your team, but it never really hurts to get some more damage and cleave off.
And he does need to make some sort of recovery from that Moon. They're going to go in onto this Necropos, and he gets the Ghost Shroud off.
He did. X still going to be in danger, however. Raven just going to chase him down. It's a very easy kill out for Fnatic again.
Not holding TPs, and you can see immediately buying it up. XMP, though, he's going to have to TP back out onto the map because he goes down to this 3-man rotation.
Not good news at all for Trust so far.
Jabs
2 to
on
11.
The line. They're trying to get more.
Avalanche toss back into Forev, and it's just too easy for Fnatic. They'll get the tier 1 mid. The 5k net worth lead at 12 minutes, and they will happily start controlling this Radiant jungle.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Let's just think, like, what are the key items that Team Trust want to get right now? Like, Vlad's isn't going to win you this game, which is what the Tidehunter's going for. He had a decent start, you know, going up against that Magnus, but you're just going to accelerate so much faster, especially with a lot of the age. DJ.
Going on to Yu. Have his Ink Ball stolen and used against him now, DJ.
Alright, that's nice.
Was a little bit overly confident there from our Grimstroke. They take a nice little pick off for themselves on the side of Team Trust.
Tower is under attack.
There might be another little engagement there down at the bot lane.
For now, I think they're just going to back
Radiant
off.
structures
Very close to
are
picking up that
fortified.
mechanism here on XMP, about 150 or so gold away, and that's going to give them a big power spike as well. He'll reach his level 6 around that point, and then his main issue will be, well, do I have enough mana to actually cast both of those things? So it's a nice little trouble to have, but yeah, it's just about how they're going to take full advantage of that. I gotta say, this Rubik was by far and away Team Trust's most picked hero across their games this patch. They never ban it. They always want it available to themselves. And they've picked it twice in their previous series that they had towards the start of the tournament. Nothing about it that I've seen is like game-breaking. It's not like, you know, an FY Rubik or things of that nature where you're just like, right, this guy is going to win the game for them with his fantastic plays.
Dire are
I don't know. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, Qingfeng, but we'll have to see. It's the same build every single time as well. He's going to get these arcane boots, transition that into an Aether Lens, and then a Blink Dagger. I'll be really surprised if it's anything but that. But
Speaking of,
he might not even get him.
he's got the Blink Dagger up on the Tiny already. That's a real cause for concern for Team Trust. So he has already been a real headache for this Radiant side, and now with the Blink out, he can get any toss off he wants. Team Trust, they're just focusing on pushing out that top lane, but their bottom tier 2 tower is going to be pressured, so they'll TP in X. He'll be focused down first. They have more TPing in, but X is very low right now. He gets the Ghost right off, but he is gone. DJ gets the kill. The Ravage was expended. Now the spend with the God Strength will at least get jabs, but it is going to be not enough. Raven and Forev take him out, and now Yu will also be chased down. Moon, he has the RP if he wants. He baits it out. He pump fakes, but he's never going to use it there.
This is really demoralizing for Team Trust, you know, to have them clowning around, styling on them in this way. If you're going to make a rotation like that, to save your Necrophos, you do need to do everyone at the exact same time, because those subsequent TPs take so much longer. That Ravage came a couple of seconds too late just because they weren't instantaneous on that rotation.
Poor XMP, still at level 5, doesn't have even the Hand of God up yet, and I mean, it may have made a slight difference there had he had it, and I mean slight.
Yeah, with the Ghost Shroud, it's at least a little bit more effective, but yeah, I think he was still going to be going down regardless.
Moon, he's still got that RP, but X is just going down so quick, and Moon's doing it again. X is gone.
He just spawned, man. That's... How bad must you be feeling? Yes, it's not one of his comfort heroes, but I feel like his team need to be playing around him a bit more. That's where the damage is going to come from in this early game before the Sven can start to join these team fights.
Oh, Moon's feeling confident. He's feeling the momentum now, just going on to anyone he sees, but there is help coming in, and now the Hand of God keeping up that Rubik. Skewer away. They'll commit the RP onto the Sven, and that'll be your Sven gone. Yu in the middle, trying to help. They can try onto Moon. XMP's there. But how do you take him down without Ravage? In fact, while they were doing that, Qingfeng got taken out by Forev.
Pretty gutsy play for a level 6 Rubik to walk into a 15 Magnus. You know? He's got nothing.
Jabs. Look for an avalanche toss, not using it yet. Forev gonna come in, the Soulbind is there. They are still waiting.
Raven on the back lines as well.
Yeah, they're just gonna come in and wipe him out. Not even close here. Yu and XMP both going down. And Fnatic, oh, that'll be another tier 2 top tower.
Probably going to be 2 tier 2s, to be perfectly honest. There's nothing they can do to stop this mid push. I mean, typically you might think, okay, well, they've pushed us back a little bit. Let's maybe go back and farm. Just let the creeps die underneath the tower. It's experience that's getting denied out their way, but I feel like Fnatic is supremely confident right now. 14k net worth lead, 17 minutes into the game. We don't even have a single tier 2 item, and they're in such a dominant position.
Yeah, I mean, Frev's got the Bloodstone up now to make matters worse than the Timbersaw. And he'll just have consistent mana and HP coming in. Raven, almost forgetting about that Philosopher's Stone.
I think he was picking it out, saying, if you want it, come and get it. But the support's saying, come on, man, we've done everything for you this time around. At least ferry it to us.
Now the Roshan has begun from Fnatic Forev. He'll just keep that mid lane pushed in and won't make it easy for Team Trust to make their way to that Roshan pit. But it is getting very, very low. Still Forev now going to get lifted up with the Stormhammer flying in, and the Reaper Scythe take him out. That's a big one. But Raven now has the Aegis.
It's probably an even bigger one, getting that Aegis up, and I think he had the Philosopher's Stone coming towards Forev there, but yeah, just getting a little bit cocky, dying, giving away that kill streak. It's only 5, I believe, so...
Ravage being committed. That'd be another huge pick off if Team Trops can get it. Chakram will be juked down. Raven actually killing off the Sven. Moon just gonna TP in front of them. They just don't have the damage output yet.
No damage, and I mean, you even kill the Sven throughout all of that. So...
Jabs kills off the courier of XMP and just blocks him. Clumsy Net gonna hold him down. Jabs will allow Raven to come in and get himself what should be an easy kill, but now the heals are coming out from Team Trust. DJ gonna move in with the Inkswell Jabs. He'll go down to the Tiny. They do kill off XMP in return. Still now going with Raven. He pops the ulti onto UU. Not getting as lucky as you'd hope with those ensnares, but still slowing him down. Raven, does he want to go high ground? Not quite yet. Needs to back off. Never mind, he'll turn around now with the Inkswell, but he is very, very low in X. Turns back around, Raven, he's still ticking out. Rest of the team gonna come back in now. Stormhammer out from the Sven onto DJ, and there goes your Aegis. Moon, meanwhile, missing the RP. Still gets a 3-man skewer off, just going straight into them. Raven gets stunned up. But Moon blinks in, takes another kill, and now Sven. Shockwave gonna be out, he's gone. A triple kill out for Moon. In fact, it might be an Ultra in a moment. X is trying to survive with the Ghost Shroud, but he has no way back up the hill. And he buys back.
Oh, this just feels like delaying the inevitable at this point. Your Necrophos is dead level with the Tiny, and there it is. GG called before the 20-minute mark. So what a dominant showing from Fnatic, really stamping it on this game.
Definitely was. Fnatic, they will go ahead and take game 1.